This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
And new at 11, what the city of Indianapolis wants you to know about potholes before they take a toll on your car.
We just got the season's first round of serious winter weather, and DPW says now is the time to be on the lookout for pavement problems across the city.
RTV6's Cameron Riddle shows you why DPW crews will be pulling double duty this winter.
It's mid-December, so that means all the roads should be fixed, and it'll be months before you even have to see a pothole, right? DPW says not at all. In fact, you could start seeing potholes this weekend.
We had snow this Monday and Tuesday, and we had this deep freeze in the middle of the week. This morning when I went out, it was 14 degrees. This weekend it's going to be 40. So that's a freeze, and then we're going to have a thaw at the end of the week. So folks should expect that it's going to start popping up here this weekend and next week.
Dan Parker is the director for the Indianapolis Department of Public Works. He says 7 inches of snow blanketing Indianapolis this week cost the city nearly $1 million, $700,000 for salt alone. The money used to clear the streets came from the same pot used for DPW's efforts to fill potholes. While the official start of winter is still days away, Parker says pothole season is showing up earlier.
January and February are starting to become our biggest months for requests because of the up and down temperatures.
In 2020, DPW is adding another shift of workers to repair and clear roads. They'll also roll out new equipment, such as new plow trucks, making it easier to clear more than 4,000 miles worth of roads in Marion County. Parker says the key to fixing the problematic roads is residents reporting those problems when they start out small in winter instead of waiting until they're big problems in the spring.
No one should assume that someone else has reported, because our crews are assigned work based on the number of requests that are on a major street. So prioritize major thoroughfares, but they're prioritized based on the number of holes that have been reported. So if you see one, please report it.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
And DPW is encouraging all residents to download the Request Indy app to report potholes as soon as you see them. You can also call the Mayor's Action Center and report the problem over the phone. As long as the weather cooperates, DPW says crews will respond to pothole issues this winter.
Time now for a first look at your forecast, and we're giving you a live look from our Weather Now camera at the IMS, looking at lights at the Brickyard there. It's a cold night out there, but we are in store for a warm-up. Meteorologist Kyle Mounts is keeping tabs on that forecast for you.
Yeah, Mark, we've been in a little bit of a deep freeze here, but we're starting to thaw things out. Today we made it above the freezing mark, and tonight our temperatures are still running about 10 to 20 degrees warmer than this time last night. Yeah, they're still cold, but we're not heading for single digits tonight. We're still at 28 degrees in Indianapolis, and many spots are still in the 30s tonight. 33 in Bloomington. It's 29 for you in Muncie with those clear skies. There are some clouds back to the west, so we'll get a little blanket of some cloud cover as we go through the overnight. No precipitation associated with those, and overnight we'll have those temperatures starting off a little closer to the 20-degree mark. An hour-by-hour look at your Friday in just a few minutes.
RTV6 is on the scene of breaking news from the east side. An SUV has slammed into a home near the intersection of North Drexel Avenue and East New York Street. Investigators say the driver of the SUV swerved to avoid a car, lost control, and was launched into the house. A man sitting on a chair inside the home was hit. Crews worked to get him out, and he was taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. We are working to learn more information, and we will keep you updated at theindychannel.com.
New developments tonight about a confrontation caught on camera that led to the firing of a Lawrence Township deputy constable.
I got my rights to do anything I want to do. I'm a police officer. You can't
This video shows the constable demanding identification from the men after they left the Nordstrom rack on the northeast side of Indianapolis. Tonight, those men are suing the constable, the security company he was working for, and Nordstrom. The lawsuit says the constable made 48 unconstitutional demands while calling the men suspicious and refusing to explain why he wanted them to show their IDs. It also says the constable wrongfully detained them when he wouldn't let them drive out of the parking lot. Eventually, an IMPD officer arrived and talked to the constable, then told the men they were free to leave. RTV6 has reached out to Nordstrom and the security company involved for a comment on the lawsuit.
IPL customers across Indianapolis are still waiting on refunds after a payment glitch. We first told you about this issue last night on the news at 11. Several customers have reached out to us because they do not know when refunds from duplicate payments will show up in their accounts. IPL says it should be resolved in 1 to 2 business days, but the exact timing is hard to determine because individual banks determine when the money will be available to customers. We are going to keep checking in with IPL until the issue is resolved.
A church on the southwest side of Indianapolis needs help tonight after a fire burned their building and hundreds of dollars worth of toys that were waiting to be picked up by local families for Christmas. The Church of Lord Jesus Christ went up in flames Wednesday night. The church feeds about 90 families in the community, but its food pantry was also destroyed by the fire.
They make sure that my grandkids have milk and food and stuff, and then they'll go to house if people can't, make it there to the food pantry, and they're just wonderful people.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Unfortunately, last night's disaster is just one of the difficult situations this church is facing. Assistant Pastor Chris Smith was shot and killed 2 weeks ago at Jake's Pub on the southwest side while attending his bachelor party.
A fire in Delaware County that killed 3 people is still under investigation tonight. It started in a home just west of Muncie around 1:30 this morning. 3 people were found dead inside, 2 women and a man. The Indiana State Fire Marshal is still investigating the cause of that fire. And prosecutors have dismissed a felony criminal charge against a Tri-West High School student who was charged last month with sexual misconduct with a minor. Hendricks County prosecutors dismissed the charge against Zachary Johns just a month after it was filed. Johns' attorney says they believe strongly that the allegations did not rise to the level of being criminal. And after looking into the matter further, the state agreed that Johns had not engaged in any criminal act. Johns was 18 and the female was 15 when the alleged assault happened.
Tonight, President Trump's impeachment is sitting at a stalemate in Congress. The House has passed both articles of impeachment, but House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is holding off on the next step, transferring those articles to the Senate. She wants assurances from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell that the trial in the Senate will be fair. But McConnell says he's working in total coordination with the White House and wants a quick trial with no witnesses. The Democratic candidates for president were, of course, asked about the impeachment process during tonight's debate, the last one before 2020.
ABC's Elena Gomez is in Los Angeles with a look at what the 7 Democrats on stage had to say.
The last Democratic primary debate of the year began as predicted.
We need to restore the integrity of the presidency, of the office of the presidency.
Reacting to President Trump's impeachment coming just 1 day before.
If the president claims that he is so innocent, then why doesn't he have all the president's men testify?
But candidates quickly returning to those hot button issues they're hearing on the campaign trail, like the economy.
Where I live, folks aren't measuring the economy by how the Dow Jones is looking, measuring the economy by how they're doing.
We've got a government that works great for those with money and doesn't work for much of anyone else.
Climate change.
The issue now is whether we save the planet for our children and our grandchildren.
And America's role on the world stage.
We see among our allies and among our adversaries, case after case, where the world is making plans on what to do, ignoring the United States because we're no longer considered reliable.
And for Democrats, Thursday night was also about diversity. 7 candidates representing 2 women.
Senator Warren, you would be the oldest president ever inaugurated. I'd like you to weigh in as well.
I'd also be the youngest woman ever inaugurated.
And only 1 candidate of color, Andrew Yang.
Why am I the lone candidate of color on this stage? You know what you need to donate to political campaigns? Disposable income.
Yet all in agreement, their primary target remains the man currently occupying the Oval Office. Only 7 of the 15 Democratic candidates qualified for tonight's debate. Now several candidates are pushing the DNC to modify those restrictions for future debates. Elena Gomez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Coming up tonight in Hiring Hoosiers, future chefs are getting the supplies and support they need to land jobs and experience that can turn their lives around.
But first, a boy staying in a domestic violence shelter sends a letter to Santa. We are talking to a local shelter about the impact domestic violence has on kids and how you can help.
And we've got that warming trend we've been talking about, but also through the weekend, rain and snow chances nowhere to be found. A quiet stretch of weather coming our way. I'll let you know if that's going to last right into your travel for the Christmas holiday. You're watching RTV6 News at 11.
The $1,000 winter bonus at your local Infinity retailer.
This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
This heartbreaking letter to Santa has been going viral today. You might have seen it shared on Facebook. A 7-year-old boy living in a domestic violence shelter in Texas asks Santa to bring him a, quote, very, very, very good dad to replace the one who forced him and his mom into the shelter.
Yeah, and this next story from RTV6's Cornelius Hawker. We're reminded that domestic violence is a serious issue in our community, one that makes a lasting impression on the victims.
And that's why it's so important victims have places to turn for support.
If this was one of our children, which it could be, I would be so disappointed because that's something I can't give a child.
Shantae Beverly at Coburn Place Safe Haven reacts to the now widely shared letter to Santa from a 7-year-old boy who's been a victim of domestic violence, asking the man in red to bring him a very good dad for Christmas.
He doesn't understand that Santa can't provide that gift.
Shantae tells me no kid should ever have to ask for something like a new parent for Christmas, but her decades of work with domestic violence survivors has shown her kids are some of the most vulnerable and impressionable victims.
That's why we try to stop the cycle when they're children, because we know it's a cycle of violence.
What you doing?
Kyrie is now a happy, thriving toddler, but his coming into this world was rough.
It was already basically hurting him while he was in the womb.
Kyrie's mom, Miranda Gowdy, delivered him at just 24 weeks because of the abuse she suffered from her baby's father. Abuse that didn't even stop as their son was in the hospital.
Our son was 11 days old fighting for his life in Riley's NICU, and we had gotten a room at the Ronald McDonald House, and he strangled me till I passed out.
Now, Miranda and Kyrie are safe at Coburn Place. Both mom and son are doing well because of the help from staff along with volunteers who they always need more of.
It exposes our women and our children to positive, things that can improve their life. Yeah. It's everyone's duty to make sure that your neighbor or just people are safe. Because you never know what could happen if you don't.
Working for you in Indianapolis, Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
And right now on the RTV6 app, you can find a list of domestic violence shelters and resources available in central Indiana.
Local programs need your help to continue their work with young people. The Hamilton County Youth Assistance Program pairs kids with role models who can make a huge difference in a child's life just by showing up.
Increase self-confidence, self-esteem in our kids. I hear all the time just the parents being relieved, noticing a change in their behavior, that, they're less angry maybe at home. And so it's just amazing what another person can do and really the impact that it makes for our kids.
But the Youth Assistance Program needs about 90 additional mentors to volunteer, especially men. We spoke with a mother who is hoping her son gets paired up with a mentor to boost his confidence.
As a single mom, I can do a lot, but I can't be a male role model. I can't do that for him. I would if I could, if I can't. But so he really needs that in his life, a positive role model that he can go to.
The program accepts mentors from all walks of life. The time commitment is just 1 hour a week. We have more information about signing up at theindychannel.com.
Well, dozens of people have been inspired to join the National Bone Marrow Donor Registry after RTV6 brought you the story of a local pastor who is fighting leukemia. Because of a genetic abnormality, there's a chance Pastor Avery Bush's cancer could keep coming back if he doesn't find a bone marrow match. Since our report, this story has been shared online thousands of times, and 58 people have joined the registry in hopes of helping the pastor. And Friendship Missionary Baptist Church on the city's west side is holding a bone marrow registry drive Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. African-American bone marrow donors are especially needed. We have all the details posted for you at theindychannel.com.
Kyle Mounds joins us now with a look at our forecast, and we're looking at a warm-up.
We are, but this is the time of year where a lot of people would like to see some more snow in the forecast as we get closer to Christmas. Yeah. Although we had plenty over the last several days.
I think we got a lot.
Yeah. Well, let's check out the snow cover map here. This looks across the country and also right here in central Indiana. And there is that narrow ribbon of snow across Indiana back into Illinois. Then it tapers off in Missouri. We're pretty much going to erase this by the time we get to Christmas Day. We melted a little bit of that snow today with a high of 36 degrees. Temperatures now settling back down into the 20s. Still 33, though, in Bloomington. 28 in Indianapolis with a wind chill of 21, and it feels like 29 in Muncie. That's also the actual air temperature, so that means the wind is starting to really calm down out there tonight. Mostly clear skies at this point. There are a few of those clouds back in Illinois, but as mentioned earlier, we're not going to see any precipitation from those. That said, what melted today is going to refreeze, so watch out for some isolated slick spots in the morning and the possibility that we could have some patchy freezing fog out there as we go into our Friday. 17 degrees in Terre Haute, 20 in Indianapolis, and 19 degrees for you in Muncie. So it will be a cold start to the day, but the wind chill will not be too much of a factor, and really that'll be the case as we go throughout our Friday here, with winds only around 5 miles per hour and temperatures once again returning into the middle and even some upper 30s with a mix of clouds and sunshine across the area. 36 in Marion, 40 degrees for you in Lafayette. We'll make it into the upper 30s around Indianapolis, Newcastle at 38, but middle 40s in Martinsville. So the power of having less snow on the ground lets you warm up quite a bit quicker here. We'll have our high temperature of 47 in Seymour and 45 in Spencer. Going into the upcoming weekend, looks like some great weather here if you're going to already be traveling for the holidays, or maybe you got some of those last-minute errands that you got to get in here. Mostly sunny skies Saturday and Sunday, and look at these temperatures. Yeah, as we melt away the snow, the warmth continues to kick in. 42 on Saturday afternoon, 44 on Sunday. Our average high is only in the upper 30s this time of year. And a sneak peek at the Christmas forecast right now. Looks like we'll have temperatures actually closer to that 50-degree mark. More clouds across the area and the chance for an isolated rain shower. Right now, it looks like that would be very late in the day. But between now and then, a very quiet forecast across central Indiana, with those temperatures still in the overnight going to be on the chilly side. But as we go into the afternoon, there's that warm up. After the high of 38 on Friday, we are either at or above average for the next 7 days of that forecast, with highs very close to 50 degrees on Christmas Eve.
Loving that it's sunny.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, this time of year, that's hard to get.
That's hard to get these days, exactly.
A little different. All right, here's Dave with sports.
Hey guys, special day for former Fever star Tamika Catchings, who is nominated for the Basketball Hall of Fame. How cool is that? She averaged 16 points and 7 boards in her 15 seasons in the WNBA, helped lead the Fever to that 2012 championship, named the Finals MVP. Some of the other nominees include Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett. The finalists will be announced All-Star Weekend in February. Inductees will be announced Final Four weekend. Congratulations, Catch. Good evening. It's a rare couple of days between games for the Pacers. Tomorrow night, they host the Kings. Tonight, they played host to a group from A Kid Again. It's an organization that serves families raising children with life-threatening illnesses. An annual event called Shop for the Pacers. Several players on hand, including T.J. McConnell, who arguably had his biggest assist of the season.
Put it on. See how it looks.
Oh, that looks good.
Wow.
Yeah, you see the smiles on the kids' faces just running around.
This hat wants to be purchased.
All right.
Everyone hold on.
Yeah, it brings you back to your childhood.
Do you want to go to GameStop?
Now we'll go to GameStop.
No pressure.
Santa Claus, I'm out.
What do you see?
These things. I like them.
These?
Yeah.
All right, I think we found one. They left me behind. Gosh, these kids walk fast. Don't worry, my wife leaves me behind when we shop, too.
Legos are over here.
What about you, bud? Shock you.
Also, shock you.
You guys ready to go? Come on. Good job.
You know, Christmas is all about, the kids. And to put a smile on their faces and help make their Christmas better, you can't put into words how much it means.
A lot of fun at Circle Center Mall tonight. Well done, guys. Another Friday night tomorrow. Hoosier Hoop Hysteria. Among the big matchups, Brownsburg hosting Avon, undefeated Fishers at Hamilton Southeastern, Lawrence Central at Pike. All the highlights tomorrow night here on RTV6. And finally, another seat filled in IndyCar. Dale Coyne announcing that Alex Palau will compete full-time next season. No car number yet announced, but it'll be a partnership between Coyne and Team Go, G-O-H, Team Go. The 22-year-old Spaniard was the Rookie of the Year in Japan's Super Formula Series. The clock's ticking, though. IndyCar's season opener just 3 months away in St. Pete.
Up next in Hiring Hoosiers, more evidence that specific skills can boost your paycheck. We are taking a look at what a new study learned about workers who got raises in 2019.
Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
RTV6 has spent 2019 sharing career opportunities, training resources, and job openings with you through Hiring Hoosiers.
Tonight, we're revisiting a local organization that's meeting short-term needs in our community by feeding the hungry while turning lives around for the better.
Jeffrey Hartfield is a line cook at Flatwater Restaurant in Broad Ripple on the Canal. He graduated from the culinary training program at Second Helpings 5 years ago and has been working here in the kitchen ever since. He says he wanted a career, not just a job, and hopes his customers can taste the love he cooks into each dish. And he says his fellow graduates of this program are more than ready to take the heat in the kitchen.
They're hungry. They're not going to miss days. They're going to come to work knowing that they got to start from the bottom and work their way up. It's challenging. It's not easy, but it's worth it. You know, I mean, because if it was easy, the payoff wouldn't be as great.
At Second Helping, students are provided with uniforms, textbooks, and other assistance as needed. It's a hands-on training in the kitchen, plus students also learn about financial literacy and job interview skills. Each Second Helpings graduate is eligible for credit hours through Ivy Tech and earn a ServSafe certification.
Even though unemployment is at a near record low, raises are rare for people who make the least. Bankrate released its annual survey of worker compensation. They found workers who make more than $50,000 a year were more likely to get any kind of raise compared to workers who make less than $30,000 a year. Bankrate says that's proof that special skills and certifications are becoming more valuable in the current job market. If you're looking to make a career change in the new year, make sure you check out hiringhoosiers.com to see our stories on dozens of training programs available in Central Indiana. We'll be right back.
Ends Monday at Ashley Home Store.
Special moments on the northwest side today as Indy Metro Police and Walmart picked up the grocery bill for several families in need. Officers from IMPD's Northwest District took the families shopping, even picking up some last-minute Christmas gifts.
I just want to run and shout and hug everybody and thank the IMPD Police Department, their families, the family that selected me to be chosen for this opportunity, Walmart, and just God.
Really great to see IMPD officers helping out and really putting smiles on the faces of a lot of families this holiday season. That help goes a long way, right?
Well, it doesn't get much more Indiana than this. Our photojournalist, Brad Forrestal, got this gorgeous picture of a covered bridge surrounded by snow in the Delaware County town of Eaton.
Postcard perfect.
That looks great.
Does. It looks just like a holiday card.
Yeah, it does.
Perfect.
Just in time.
That's right.
Have you guys ever been to the Covered Bridge Festival?
As a kid, yes, my mom would take.
That made me miss that. I like it. I think it's fun.
It is a good time in the fall. All right, well, you can check out the falling and changing leaves then, but we are going to be getting rid of that snow that's on the ground over the next several days. Winter officially arrives on Saturday. But how about this? We'll actually start to warm things up with temperatures making their way into the 40s and, yes, close to 50 early next week.
All right, enjoy that as it arrives.
I feel like that's a great Christmas gift.
Hey,
50-degree weather.
Thanks for being here with us.
Good night.